Hey guys, so I've got something interesting for you all today. This is the Hollyland Mars X, and this is an HDMI wireless video transmitter. So this was kindly sent to me by the company themselves, so kudos to them for that. And what I'd like to do in this video is talk about its features and its cost, and then unbox it, and then we'll test it out and we'll see exactly what this is all about. Now, for those of you who don't know, in the video recording world, very exclusive club, you would use an HDMI wireless video transmitter to monitor what's going on. So this will sit on top of my camera. It's got an HDMI port and I'll connect it, full size HDMI in my case, micro HDMI on the camera. And once it's connected to my camera, I can download the official app on Android or iOS and monitor what's going on with my smartphone or my tablet. And it actually allows you to monitor using 3 different devices. That's pretty cool. So you could use your phone and have your tablet set up somewhere else. Now, depending on how you have your recording set up, that's either something you don't need or it could be an absolute lifesaver and completely change how you record videos. Now, it's important to recognize that in this kind of field for wireless transmitters, you can pay anything between 100 and thousands or tens of thousands, depending on whether you're talking about consumer level or professional level. And even Hollyland themselves, you can see here, they sell a lot of pro gear, but they also sell consumer gear. And even in the consumer world, you can be $1,000 or so for many of these devices. The Hollyland Mars X only costs £179, $179 in the USA. So it's certainly at the bottom of the consumer level, certainly from a price point of view. Now, I'll talk about some negatives because not so much negatives, but it's important to recognize when you spend little money for something like this. I know 179 is a lot to some people, but for a product like this, 179 is extremely cheap. But when you spend that kind of money, there are a few sacrifices. Firstly, in comparison to Pro Gear, the battery life here is not going to be as good. They quote 1 hour of battery life, but with Pro Gear, it could be 4 hours, it could be 5, 6, even more. To me, that's a minor issue with this because you can charge it whilst you're using it. So just take a power bank or plug it into the wall. The other thing is that this records at 1080p. So if you're recording in 4K right away, this isn't the device for you. But for a lot of people, they're still recording in 1080p. This is going to be excellent. Even if you're doing a stream online, it's going to be 1080p. This is going to be amazing. So if I jump over to the website, I'll just talk about some other features here. 300 feet transmission, app monitoring. It's 70 milliseconds for the latency. Now, that's really good. And to put it into perspective, with some Elgato video game capture devices, you can be 250 milliseconds between recording the game and getting to your computer. So 70 milliseconds is more than acceptable. It's got an OLED display which displays what you're actually recording, 1080p at 60, 1080p at 30, etc. Video and audio synchronization. So you can see the antennas there. Up to 3 devices, and there's the OLED display. So obviously you've got a few different channels to avoid interference there as well. Now I don't want to bore you with this page too much because we'll be seeing it later on, but I did want to show you the input video format. Now this does not accept the interlace format, so it doesn't accept 720i or 1080i. It has to be 720p or 1080p, which in 2020 is a non-issue, but you can see here the input video format. This supports most video formats up to 1080p, all the way up to 1080p at 60. So taking 1080p, for example, you've got 23.98, 24, 25, 29.9, 30, 50, 59.94, and 60. So up to 1080p, you have got most common video formats supported. Now, I have had a look at the manual just to kind of wrap my head around how this works, just to give me an idea of how this works. But at this point, let's get this open and we'll see what's in the box. So this is the Mars X. This is it. And this is the device. That's it there. And it's super, super light, super light. So just to kind of put this in perspective, it is 118 grams. Very, very light, 4.2 ounces. So it's a very, very light device. And if you look around here, you can see power channel. We've got 5-volt charging there. So that's USB Type-C. We've got a tripod thread there. So there's a tripod thread at the bottom and at the base. Round here we've got HDMI in, but there's also a micro USB port there as well. And then we've got the antennas. So that's it. That's all there is to it. It's a pretty simple device. Pretty cool though. It seems well made. I like the design. There's a cover over here, but this is where the OLED display will be, telling you whether you're recording at 720p, 1080p, 60, etc. But yeah, it seems quite a simple device, quite light, but yeah, it seems quite durable as well. Okay, also in the box we we've got a user manual, which is all in English, so that's good. We've got an after sales card. So we've also got this Hollyland branded pouch, really nice material to keep everything in. We've got the cold shoe mount so that you can connect this to your camera horizontally or vertically, depending on how you want to set it up. And we have a Type A to Type C cable. So if I get this out, there we go. The cable is about 1 meter, I would say. And yeah, it seems quite durable. It's quite a thick cable. So yeah, no complaints there. That seems like a good cable. So the overall package with the Mars X is pretty good. You get this nice little pouch. You get the Type A to Type C charging cable, which is quite durable. You get an easy to read user manual. You get the device itself, and you get a cold shoe mount, which you can attach to the base or to the bottom here of the device. So horizontally or vertically. The only thing that's really missing here is an HDMI cable, but I can understand why they haven't included one, because an HDMI cable is only about $5, and some cameras have full HDMI. This one has micro, others have mini, and others use strange adapters to connect an HDMI source. So they can't accommodate every camera, so it makes sense for them not to include that. So if I jump over to my overhead camera, I'll show you the device. So I've got the cold shoe mount on here, and all you have to do is push power. Now, a long press will turn this on and off, but if you press it once, you can see it changes the channel. So if you've got any interference with any other devices that you've got, you can change the channel, and hopefully the signal will be a lot better. So the idea is that you just connect this up. If I get this in fact, I'll move this here. You connect this up like so, and then you can put the, get in there, you can put the antennas up, and then you'll get that signal that you want. Now, I've got a very ridiculously long HDMI cable here, but in theory, if I get this connected, and then I turn it on, it should detect that this is 1080p at 30, and there you go. Now, I've looked at the manual and I've looked at some other reviews of this, and if you then change to 1080p at 60, or you change to any other resolution or frame rate, all you have to do is switch this off or switch your camera off and on, and then you'll be good to go. But at this point, what I'm going to do is download the app, and then we'll see what this is actually like when it's in action. So I have everything set up now, and it's very, very easy. The whole process of setting up is straightforward. You just have to connect to the Hollyview app and then connect to Wi-Fi, etc. And I think this is how a lot of people will have it set up. You'll have your tripod, you'll have your camera on the tripod, and then you'll have the Mars X on top. But of course, this can be connected to anything really, to a tripod set up, to a rig. You can set it anywhere. You just have to make sure it's connected to your camera using an HDMI cable. Now, obviously, I've got the HDMI cable here. It's ridiculously long, but you could have a short cable, and yeah, ideally you really want about 20 centimeters or something close to the camera. But if I jump to the overhead camera, you can see this in action, and this is, you can see this is how it's all set up already. Now, I've got it set up an iPad here at the exact same time. You can see it's connected to Wi-Fi, and that's the Wi-Fi point, HLD 600.85E6, and you go to the Hollyview app, and all you have to do is connect. So there's a few different devices there, and you can see with these ones it doesn't allow me to connect because I don't own those devices, but you click connect and that's it. I'm all set up to go. So the app's pretty cool actually. As far as what you do here, there's a lot of different things here: history, focus, zebra, all these different tools. I'm not saying that you would actually use these, but they are there if you want to play around with different things. Yeah, there's a lot of different things there. But the main thing to really focus on is that on the app here, you can take photos. So you can take photos remotely using your camera. There's a photo I've just taken. And you can also record a video. And that's one of the coolest things about this. I mean, I can click record here and it's going to start recording. So this is now recording this camera. And if I don't know if it's going to zoom in, but yeah, I can move this around and this is recording it through my phone. So I'll click stop. And now I have this on my camera and this is the video file playing. That's pretty cool. That's exactly what I just recorded there. And there doesn't seem to be any noticeable latency. I know they say it's 70 milliseconds, you know, in real time. You'd maybe notice something if you're, you know, syncing audio and all that. Maybe you would notice something, but it looks exactly how I recorded it there. You can always fix things in post if you did notice anything being out of sync. Now, from my point of view, that's actually extremely useful because what it means is that I can plug in any of my cameras directly to my phone without any wires. I can use this to record videos downstairs and then that video will be connected directly to my phone. So I can record a video with this and then it's on my phone, upload directly to YouTube. That's extremely useful and that's something I hadn't even thought about when I picked up this device or when it was sent to me. I really hadn't thought about using it in that way. I was thinking about using it in a live streaming environment. Now, right now it says check live source and that's because I haven't clicked the record button here and because of battery saving settings that I've got set up here, I've set it up so that it switches off after a while if I'm not recording to save battery. That kind of makes sense, but as soon as you switch the camera back on, everything is back on, and in addition to my phone, I've got that. So this is a really practical solution here, a really practical product that you can monitor things with your tablet, with your phone, up to 3 devices. And yeah, I hadn't thought about doing this to record remotely, but that's extremely useful. So obviously this has a range of 300 meters, and right now I'm showing you a range of what? Nothing, really. I'm showing you a range of nothing right now. So what I'm going to do is take this camera downstairs just to show you that this does have a range. So it's maybe about 50 feet away from here, not 300 feet, but hopefully it will demonstrate that this can be used as a proper wireless transmitter. So I was reviewing the clip which I recorded for you guys there, the one that you saw me recording, and it looks good. I also went downstairs and you can see that I positioned the camera at the window of my house. Now, that might not be a great example. I know in a lot of YouTubers' videos, what they'll do is stand like 100 feet away and all that, but the walls in this house are like lead and I don't even get a good mobile signal at all. So it's a good example of how you can actually transmit this signal. So when you talk about 300 feet, you're really talking about the Wi-Fi signal coming from the Mars X to your phone or to your tablet. And it seems quite good. Now, if I jump over to the overhead camera, you can see that it's still recording and it's, you know, everything's going okay. There's not a lot happening here, but if I had to zoom in, you'd maybe see someone walking past every so often and you'll see, you know, things kind of moving around, the leaves and things like that. Now, it's important to recognize that the video quality, you can see someone going by there, yay! So it's important to recognize that the video quality here does not look as good when you're monitoring. Obviously, the actual signal, the actual video signal which you record will be better. This is for monitoring, but even from a monitoring point of view, this does look really good. So, you know, I've positioned this at the window and it got me thinking, well, maybe I could use with an action camera, or maybe I can use it with another digital camera that I've got. There's a lot of different situations where I think the Mars X could be really, really useful. So at this point, I've not been using the Mars X long, and I always say in my videos that in computing and electronics, you really do have to use something for a few weeks or even a few months to learn what you don't like and what you like about a product, learn the cons, learn the pros, etc. But my first impressions of the Mars X are impressive. It seems really, really good. It seems very useful and it's very easy to set up. You know, setting it up with the app is painfully easy, and even connecting to the app is simple. You know, the way that they've got it, you can see that that device isn't there, the Mars X is, and look at that. Look how quick this connects. And once you're connected, you can record videos, you can take photos. So that gives you a lot of different situations where you can record a type of video where you would not normally be able to record. You know, certainly for me, you know, with this camera, if I was, say, traveling and I was in a hotel room, I could use the Mars X to record a video And I don't have to mess about with the laptop, with the SD card. I could record using the Fujifilm, which is the X-T4, which is a £1,500 camera, record it to my phone and just upload directly to the phone. Or I could connect the Mars X to an action camera and record, as long as I'm powered up, I could record for 1 hour, 2 hours, 10 hours, and just continuously record from the camera to my phone or to a laptop or a tablet or whatever. There's a lot of different situations where you could use this to record, or if you want, you could just use this with your regular YouTube setup. Just make sure that it's powered on. Now, when I was recording downstairs, I used this this Type-C cable to charge it, just so that it didn't cut out when I was recording. And that's something I would probably encourage people to do if you're recording, plus 30-minute clips. But of course, at this point, I've not been using it a long time. I really can't say whether this does give you the quoted 1 hour time. It seems like it does, but I've not charged it. Maybe in time the battery life will go down. I don't know. But I think if you can use that power cable on a power bank or just plug it in directly to the wall, it is a non-issue. So there's lots of different ways to use this device. There really is. I think the way this is set up is quite practical in that you can connect 3 devices. Doesn't matter if it's an iPad or an Android phone or an iPhone or an Android tablet. It really doesn't matter. You can use the Mars X to wirelessly just monitor a connection. I mean, you don't have to record or take photos. You could just check that everything's okay, or you can record or you can take photos. This is a very versatile device. Like I said at the start of the video, it's an interesting device, at least for someone who's recording videos. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you've got a better understanding as to what this is for and what it can do. But I'll leave a link to the official page and the Amazon page, etc. You can check it out for yourself. £179, $179. This isn't for everyone. It's quite a niche thing, but if you're recording games, if you're recording footage for YouTube or Facebook, this is maybe something that you want to check out. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you get any questions, please do leave a comment below. But until next time, take care.